Okay, everybody. Again, thank you for coming. And today we are going to study the principle of creation, section 1. This is a part 3. We are still in this place, dual characteristics of internal nature and external form. All right, so as we studied, last two times, when we look at the universe, everywhere or every being has the internal character and external form, right? So the reason why the every being has this dual characteristics within is that the God as the first cause, this God has those dual characteristics because God has the internal character and the external form in him. Therefore, everything he created has the same characteristics, right? Which is the internal character and the external form. All right, so we already went through this one. So then last week, then we studied, then what is the God's internal character? So we have we means human beings, right? Human beings has an internal character and external form, which is the mind and the body. Then when we look at the human mind, we have a heart and intellect and emotion and will. This is a misspelling, I'm sorry, not the ear, that's a will. So that the reason why we have those kind of amazing function in our mind, right? This is pretty amazing, intellect, the ability to reason things, recognize things, and the emotion, we can be joyful, happy, and sad, right? All of those emotions, and will power, something that we can decide to do. That's amazing, the function of our mind, right? And that's why we have those, because God has it. God also has that kind of function in him. Otherwise, that's strange. Like we have those amazing ability to think and feel, right? So here is God. God has such a mind. So God is the God of their personality, right? So that's like that's how we understand, God's internal character and external form. God's internal character is just like our mind. He has a heart, he has intellect, emotion, and will, right? So that is God. So then let's today I want to talk about more deeply about the relationship between the internal character and the external form. So this is from the divine principle. It says, let us take human beings as an example. So we're going to talk about the human beings, right? Human being is composed of outer form, the body, and the inner quality, the mind. The body is a visible reflection of the invisible mind. Because the mind possesses a certain structure, the body which reflects it also takes on particular appearance. Yeah. Because mind, our internal character, possesses a certain structure, even though that is invisible, right? So that body which reflects it also takes on a particular appearance. Here, mind is the internal nature and the body is the external form. Okay, so so far no problem, right? So yeah, mind and the body are two correlative aspects of a human being. Hence, the body may be understood as a second mind. That's the body could be understood as a second mind because the body is a reflection of or visible substantial reflection of mind. Yeah, so that's a body, right? So together, they constitute the dual characteristics of a human being. Similarly, all beings exist through the reciprocal relationship between their dual characteristics of internal nature and external form. All right, so everything exists through that reciprocal relationship of their dual characteristics, as we already studied, right? So when we look at the humans, and we have a mind, heart and mind, and we have a body, then the body is the substantial reflection of invisible mind. So the animals, plants, and the molecules, even atoms, particles, they're the same, right? Okay, again, so we went through this one already. So relationship between internal nature and external form. So this is today's point, okay? So what is the relationship between internal nature and external form? The internal nature is intangible and causal and stand in the position of a subject partner. And then a subject partner to the external form. The external form is tangible, resultant, and stand in the position of object partner to the internal nature. Right? So the mutual relationships between these two, right, internal nature and the external form, those relationship relations between those two aspects of entity include internal, external, cause and the result, and the subject partner and object partner. Right? So that this is a relationship between the internal character and the external form. That is the like cause and the result. So the cause and the result, right? So basically that you can separate these two, subject partner and object partner. So we are going to look at this relationship a little bit more deeply. Yeah. So let's go to the DP again, divine principle, right? It says, let us again use the example of a human being whose mind and body are his internal nature and external form, respectively. The body resembles the mind, right? The body resembles the mind and moves according to its command in such a way as to sustain life and pursue the mind's purpose. So that's why, the mind is more like a cause and the body is a result, right? Then of course, mind is invisible, internal, then the body is external, substantial. Mind and the body does have a mutual relationship of internal and external, cause and result, subject partner and object partner, right? So those two has a mutual relationship. This relationship allows the individual being to exist and function purposefully as a creation of God. Yeah, that relationship, between the mind and the body, or subject partner, the object partner, right? That allows the individual being to exist and function purposefully, right? So that's every existence substantial being has an internal character. Internal character has some, purpose there. But when we studied 2 weeks ago, some kind of design. Every being has some kind of design inside. That is the internal character or internal nature, right? The purpose of existing, or how they're gonna live, how that's why they shape like this, then what kind of what kind of purpose they are helping or serving to the nature or the universe, right? That is the internal part, right? That actually exists. Then the external body exists. Then they have the mutual relationship between. Therefore, every existence has some kind of purpose, and the function based on the purpose. The meaning is there, that the existence of the meaning is in there. right? So that because of this, that the mutual relationship between the internal nature and the external form, or that is a subject partner and the object partner, right? There is that such mutual meaningful relationship is in there. Therefore, every existence has well, they can exist with their purpose and functioning pretty good in this, like a really huge universe. Okay, so that is the the relationship between internal nature and the external form, and that relationship is actually the subject partner and object partner relationship, right? So like this, those because God has those dual characteristics within Him. That's why everything has those internal character and the external form. So then then look at this like a human mind and the body, right? So that's that without the mind, then the body doesn't mean anything basically, right? So that the body is just a material, and because we have a mind, then based on their mind's command, then our body can move, then we can fulfill some kind of purpose, then we are actually living and doing something because we have mind, So mind and the body cannot be separated. What if like if we don't have the body, right? Then again, no meaning. Even like you may have desire somewhere, mind invisible, but even you have a mind, but if you do not have their body, or if your body is not functioning, then you cannot fulfill, right? So even you want to eat something, but that's I mean, I don't know if that is a good example. That's that if you don't have body, then you cannot do anything. You desire, but you cannot fulfill it if you do not have their body. That is the subject partner object partner relationship. If there is no internal aspect or internal nature or character, which is a subject partner, then things do not have their purpose of existence, like that, right? So those like that such subject partner object partner relationship is so intimate, then you cannot separate it, right? So that is a relationship, So everything has such a relationship within that being, within itself, right? Internal character and external form. Then that came from God, right? Then actually God is one, as you see, God is not the two things. God is not like two separate things, right? God is completely one. Then within one being, then the dual characteristics exist in there, internal character and external form, so they are harmonized or harmoniously existing as one. That is God, right? So then God created every being, everything. God created that. Everything is God's creation. That's why God creation has also that kind of internal character and external form. Then actually the relationship between those two dual characteristics is like inseparable. It's one. They have a relationship, right? But that you can't really separate those two, mind and body. You can't separate it. Internal character, external form. You cannot separate it. That's a one thing. Or you may say that is the two different kind of aspect of the same being. So that is the relationship between the internal character and the external form, or subject partner and object partner, right? Okay, so you're saying the same thing here? All right. So now, a little bit we go further. Yeah, we see the dual characteristics in God, first cause, and the dual characteristics in the every being in the universe, right? So then that kind of dual characteristics or subject-object relationship. We can see that kind of relationship between God and the universe. I see. I hope that this diagram makes sense. Between God, right, which is the first cause, and this is the result, universe. Between God and universe, right, that they have the similar or the exactly that kind of relationship, which is internal character and external form, right? God is invisible, internal, and the universe was the creation of God, which is a reflection of God himself, right? That's a universe. That external, I'm sorry, it says internal character, but this is external form. Okay, God is an internal character and the universe is an external form. Yeah, so internal character and external form. And so here it is, subject partner, and this is the object partner. Yeah, so this is a mistake. This is an object partner. And here is the external form, right? Can you see it? God and the universe. That relationship is just like the mind and the body of a human being. God is invisible and the universe is the external substantial reflection of God himself, right? Because God created the universe, so that universe is a reflection of the God himself, right? So that relationship between God and the universe is therefore just like the mind and the body, internal character and external form, right? Subject partner and object partner, right? So that is a relationship between the God and universe, right? So now, so that's all. This is, I think, pretty important. And when we look at us human beings, then more so because we inherited a lot from God, and we are created just like God, So we are going to study about it later on, right? But let's look at the relationship between God and human beings. That means God and we, human beings, right? So what kind of relationship we have according to this principle of the dual characteristics, right? Everything exists with the dual characteristics. Everything has the relationship between internal character and the external form. So now we see, when we look at the entire universe, right? The entire universe has the internal part and the external part. Then the internal part is God, who is their cause, right? Who is their mind. And the external part is this substantial universe, right? So that kind of dual characteristics, that is a dual characteristics in this universe. Yeah. So then the relationship between God and us, the human beings, substantial. God is invisible, totally invisible. We cannot see God. That's internal. But we human beings are reflection of God. Yeah. So Bible said, God created us in His image. So we are created in God's image. We are really similar to God. Maybe we can talk about this later on, sometime, right? But what is the relationship between God and us? This is a pretty important, right? Because we are human being. Then so if we want to know, why we are existing, what is my purpose of existing, why I am living, so all kind of question will be answered when we understand the creator God, right? So then one of the very important question we have is what kind of relationship we have. If God exists, if God is a creator, then what kind of relationship we have with God? What is the relationship between God and us, right? That is a pretty good, important question. So according to this understanding, dual characteristics, God and man, God and human being. The relationship is just like the mind and the body, internal character and the external form, subject partner and object partner, right? That is a relationship between God and human being. So again, so the relationship between subject partner and object partner, right? Or that is internal and external, mind and body relationship. Yeah. Then what is a mind and body relationship? That's, you can't separate those, right? Mind and body. Again, you cannot separate things. Okay, this is our mind and the body. You can't really separate. That's the same thing there. The human being has such internal part and external part. You can't separate. So that's a mind and body relationship, right? So God and the human being, if we understand that the relationship between God and the human being is just like that, mind and body, dual characteristics of the internal nature and the external form, right? Subject partner and object partner. What is that? What is that? That is, if that this view of the divine, this divine principle view of the universe or God is correct, that the relationship between God and human being is just like the mind and the body. That is, they're so intimate, cannot be separated, so intimate, and that should have the mutual, very nice, harmonious relationship, and the can't separate means interdependent. We need each other. Not, sometimes we say we need God, but actually God needs us too. Right? So we can, go deeper about this one later on. But, from this viewpoint, that's kind of a conclusion comes, right? The mind and the body. Mind need the body and the body need the mind. Yeah. So that's the mind and the body both need the other side. Yeah. So that's true, right? So then the God and human beings, that the same kind of relationship is there. God need man and man need God. Yeah, not only we human beings need God, then actually God need us too, right? So that's the relationship. Let's see. Then usually we think, how we think about God. Or God, I don't know you, but like a traditional understanding of God. What is that? God is so high. God is incredible, but we are so sinful. God is high up there, and we are on the earth. We are in such a low level. God is incredible being, then we are, not so incredible, sinful creation or creature. So that's that human being, right? So then we can never reach God. We can never understand God, and don't think like you understand God, right? So that's God is so high and we are so low, right? So that is a traditional understanding of our relationship with God, But when we see the universe, when we see God from this viewpoint, I think that the completely different kind of understanding of God is here, or the completely different kind of understanding of our relationship with God. God is not far away over there. So like here, so it says intimate. Our relationship with God is originally intimate and a mutual relationship, right? That if we study the divine principle this way, then we understand that. Just because everything is existing with the dual characteristics. Everything. Every creation has dual characteristics. Everywhere. You know what I mean? So then that is because God has a dual characteristics. That's why everything has those dual characteristics, internal, external, mind-body relationship, right? So therefore, it is natural to think, to see the world, right? The internal part and the external part. Internal part is God, or we may say, mind part of this universe is God. Then the external part is this actual universe. And we human beings are as the center of this universe. Like we may say, highest kind of developed creation of God. We are, created just like God, right? Our relationship with God is really, literally, that the relationship is that just like mind and the body. Yeah. So I think that gives us, the incredible understanding of our own value too. Okay, let's go to the Reverend Moon's world. So Reverend Moon is emphasizing that aspect, right? This is his speech, I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay, he said like this: God is the subject partner to human beings, right? So that's a divine principle view. God is a subject partner to human beings. And we, human beings, are the object partner to God. Our object partner is the full reflection of the subject partner. Yeah. Right? So the object partner, right, which is the human being, that is the full reflection of the subject partner. So yes, everything was created by God, and everything was, in some sense, the reflection of God. Everything was a reflection of invisible God, right? But human beings are what? The Reverend Moon said, human beings are the full reflection of God, yeah, as the God's object partner. So full, that's just Bible said we are created in His image, that way, in His image, like a man, human beings are the full reflection of God. Okay, so here again, our object partner is a full, so human beings especially, right? The human beings as his object partner, that is the full reflection of the subject partner. So we are the visible form of God, right? Oh my God. So we are visible form of God, right? But if we say, like this, that we are God's creation, and as the object of God, I mean, full reflection, full reflection of the God, right? So that is us. So that means that we are the visible form of God, and God is our invisible form, right? So just like a mind and the body, just like a mind and the body relationship, subject, object, partners are one in essence. Yeah. If we are the full reflection of God, right, then that means like we have the same essence. I mean, that's the essential thing of God is in us, right? Don't you think so? Right? Then the true Father, Reverend Moon, is saying that is the nature of the subject partner and object partner. If that's that when God created things and especially human beings, right? So He wanted to create the really same kind of being as His, right? That is a human being. Okay, so I mean, we're gonna talk about this over and over again and again in the when we study the creation, principle of creation, right? But so see, like that. So because we are created that way, right? That's why like that we what we are one in essence, God and us. We have the very important, essential things of God within me as the full object partner of God, right? That is a human being. That is the nature of the subject-object relationship. So he said, otherwise we would not be able to reflect God's full image. Yeah. So when artists create something, of course, like artist work is not like maybe really different from God's creation of human being, but artists invest everything, right, to create their work, invest everything, so that the artists invest heart, energy, thought, ideas, everything put in his their works. God invests everything. All right, if you create something, that you want to create the best thing. So God created, investing his heart, investing his energy, his idea, his vision, everything is in his creation. Then his best creation is a human being, right? That's how like we are reflecting himself, right? We are the reflection of their God himself, right? So that is a human being. That is a human being as the object partner of God. What I'm trying to illustrate is the value of an object partner. Yeah, value of the object partner. So value of us, as we are the object partner to God, we are placed in a position equal to God. Yeah, that amazing. Don't you think this is amazing word? We are placed in a position equal to God. Who said this? Like, okay, that's okay. Again, traditionally, we never thought this way. We never, ever thought this way. If somebody say like this, then that person would be accused, such an arrogant person, right? No, we should be really humble to God. God's almighty, high, that's God, and we are so low, sinful, right? So that's kind of the basic traditional understanding. But the Lebanon moon, through the divine principle, he is trying to say this, just this. We human beings, our value is equal to God. Equal to God, So, all right, so that is the value of the object partner. This is the amazing truth. If this is truth, this is amazing. Okay, that people share the same value as God and are just as important as God. All right, we are as important as God. Yeah, that's what this dual characteristics, this principle is saying. Yeah, so that's the subject partner, object partner, that relationship, mind and the body relationship, internal character and the external form, right? That is the relationship between God and human being. Can't be separated. Need each other, right? Mind need body, and the body need mind, right? I said so many times. Okay, so what does that mean, right? That we need God because God is the source of my life. God is the source of my love, source of everything, source of joy. So we need God, right? Maybe that, that's maybe like maybe easier to say than, okay, if we say God needs us too, right? When we study the section 3, then we can understand this more, right? Why God needs us. But that's God. The truth is God needs us too. Some people said God is absolute, right? Some Christian theological understanding of God. God is absolute. God is almighty. That's why God doesn't need anything. Yeah. Sometimes the people think that way. God doesn't need anything. It's okay. So that means like if he needs something, that means that he's incomplete. If he needs something, that means like he needs something, right? That means he's not complete. He's not perfect. That's why he needs something. Right? Like people think that way. But okay, look, if God is the God of love, God needs the object of love. Okay, so this is another section. But so that's why God need us too, and we are existing together. We are existing together. We are existing together with God. God is existing together with us. You know, that is a universe. That is their human society. You know, that is at least that is the original idea of God. So look, so each one of you has the equal value to God. Each one of us, everybody, not everybody. Okay, according to this, everybody, every human being has the equal value as God, right? Because God, I mean, that's a mind and body relationship there, right? Subject partner and object partner. So the Reverend Moon, Reverend Moon, so he really wanted to say that, we need to know that each one of you, each one of us has the incredible value of being. I mean, incredible value. So God needs you, that's don't think, where is my value, or, that's why I am existing, no. Because God has some reason to create each one of us, right? That is God, if we understand the principle. There was a clear reason why I am existing, and I am created by God as his full object partner, right? So that's why we have the value equal to God. And the Reverend Moon said, we are placed in a position equal to God, right? So that's this is the amazing revolutionary things to know. Okay, all right. So therefore, okay, let me see. It's the same thing. Okay, every slide has a mistake here. Okay, all right. So this is the idea, right? I think, I don't know if you heard, if you studied the divine principle thoroughly, and also you had this word. And these days, when we have the international summit, very important people come, from all over the world. And then we have the summit or conference, right? That very international, amazing conference. Then our motto is this one, or our goal, right, is this: interdependence, mutual prosperity, and universally shared values. That is God's idea, So this, we can say that's the ideal world, or the peaceful world, or the kingdom of God, right? But that is this one, the same thing. So idea of interdependence, mutual prosperity, and universally shared values, right? So I don't know if I can, the correctly explain this, what that is, right? But even if we understand the content of this, the principle of the dual characteristics, and if we understand that the original relationship between God and the human beings, then what kind of value we have, each one of us, right? So that there are maybe lots of aspects of the values. If we say universally shared values, I don't know, you can talk about a lot. However, most important thing is each individual human beings has the same value, equal value. Every one of them, every one of us has their so important, so valuable, and our value is the same as God. So that's an important thing to know, right? So then if we really understand that, then if we also understand we are all existing in the relationship, right? So that's the God is the God of the dual characteristics. That's everything he created has a dual characteristics. Every being has the relationship of the subject partner and object partner. Through that, the mutual harmonious relationship, then everything is existing, including the mind and body relationship. All kinds of relationship is the subject-object relationship, subject partner and object partner relationship, right? So this is talking about, of course, the human society. We need each other, right? Nobody can live by yourself. Everybody needs somebody. Everybody. That's why the somebody around you is really important. You know, they're no, don't use them. Don't utilize them. You know, like we are living together, we are supporting each other, then we are, each one of us are the incredibly valued, amazing people. We respect each other and we support each other. We know that I cannot live by myself. I need support from somebody. That's why those somebody is very important for me. That's why I support them, right? That is idea of the interdependence. Then when we live like that way, right? Then we all can prosper. If we live that way, if we live for the sake of others, right? Do you know that the most important motto of our movement, Reverend Moon's, the promoting is that the live for the sake of others, right? Life of living for the sake of others, right? That because we are existing, interdependent way. So that's why, like, we live for the sake of others. Then if we live for the sake of others, we all prosper. Don't you think so? We don't. You know what I mean? We live. Everybody living for the sake of others, right? Then I know that. Maybe you know that. If we live for the sake of others, then you feel joy. I feel joy, right? That's how God created us that way, anyway, right? So then people are living for the sake of each other, right? So that way, everybody will be happy and everybody will prosper, right? So this like this thing, this is like a kind of, you can picture the God's ideal world, yeah, idea of interdependence, yeah, interdependence. When we study the dual characteristics, subject-object relationship, right? We understand, right? So that the relationship is so important, that we live based on the relationship, interdependence, and the mutual prosperity. We respect each other. We want my friend to prosper. I want my parents to prosper. I want my children to prosper and happy. If everybody think that way, actually we can do that, because we are created that way. We are created to be that way. That's how we can do. So then then also we share the values, same values. That's most important thing is that we have God as our parent, and we are God's children. Then each one of us has the incredible value, like God, right? So see, so this is the God's ideal world. Yeah. So I think that the principle of creation, this part is revealing this kind of things. And if if you are not so sure, and please try to understand or study the divine principle, more and more, and then I hope you understand. We can understand, how amazing this